What crimes have they committed?
Trump?
Yeah, the ones in the Oval Office. What crimes have those people committed?
You want to look it up on Wikipedia? There's like a list.
Well, you made the sign, so I'm asking you.
It's true. I'm at a protest, though.
Yeah.
I don't need to know anything. I'm here for my community.
Okay, so you make a sign about people being criminals, but you don't know what you made it for?
All right, so...
I make a sign supporting my community and the people in it.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed.
I know. You shouldn't be ashamed of your sign. I'm just asking what crimes they have committed.
I don't have to list them to you.
Might I?
You can simply look it up.
Have you done research?
It's all over the media.
Yeah, so I was just asking him, he's holding the sign, if he could just tell me what crimes people in the Oval Office have committed. You're holding it, so I thought maybe you could give it to me quickly.
I'm good.
What do you make of the fact that he was democratically elected, even won the popular vote? How does that make him a king?
It doesn't make him a king. It makes him a president, not a king.
Well, this is called No Kings. So what does that mean to you?
It means we got to get rid of him. He's not a king. It's a democratic process, and we've gone that route with him. Now he's acted like a king.
Can you give me a specific example?
Specific example? Well, there's a million of them all put together. There's no one example. It's exactly.
Just one or two?
It's more than one or two.
No, can you give me one or two examples?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, I can, I guess. I'm just at a loss of thought here on. There's a lot of things.
Okay.
I can't really.
Okay, well, thank you.
So what brings you out today?
No King's Day.
And why specifically are you out supporting No Kings?
I think protest is important.
Why are you protesting?
How much time do you have?
A couple minutes. And what's the main reason you're out here protesting President Trump?
I don't agree with a lot of the decisions that are being made.
Is there any decision in particular you disagree with?
Okay, so I would start with, well, I don't even think it's appropriate for me to have this interview.
Okay, welcome back, guys. It's Sunday and we're back. So we're going to be starting out with the news of the day. And then I'm going to be making a special announcement at the very end of all the stories we're covering. Gardening is in the chat as usual. Thank you so much for showing up consistently and keeping the chat warm. If you're watching, we do this every evening, but the announcement that I'm going to be making tonight is going to be making an adjustment to that announcement. So we usually show up every evening at 9 p.m. Eastern and we cover the news. But the truth is that you are the star of the show. And when you show up in the chat, it makes the show interesting. So let's know your thoughts on the stories that we're covering. So consider jumping in the chat and giving us your thoughts. So let's start with the first story of the day. All right. Lindsey Graham dies at 71. And not only is that the news that is making the rounds, but we also have the IRGC taking responsibility for that. And it's a crazy day, but let's start out with the announcement. So essentially, here's a report, and let's just watch the report on his passing.
This morning, Republican South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has died at 71 years old. His office writing, quote, on the evening of Saturday, July 11th, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Senator Graham's family appreciates prayers at this time and asks for privacy during this incredibly difficult period.
His cause of death remains unknown, but police reportedly responded to a cardiac arrest call at his home and were seen carrying a person away on a stretcher.
President Trump paying tribute to the longtime senator and his close ally overnight, posting this on Truth Social, quote, Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I've ever known, is dead. He was always working. He was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed. Details and arrangements to follow.
This morning,
So that's the report as it was given. Now, the autopsy report, I just want to quickly jump into that because I want to get that out of the way. So there was an autopsy given, and sorry, it was right in front of my screen just now. Okay, so here's the report from, well, based on the news, on the coroner's report.
Tommy, good evening to you. The news coming from the Senator Graham's office about the preliminary findings of this autopsy, which shows that it was an artery tear, a catastrophic one caused by likely years of cardiovascular disease. We are still awaiting the final cause of death. Those results are pending because of toxicology reports that still need to come back in. But it is an incredible turnaround of information from the senator's office, and it certainly shows the amount of interest worldwide that Graham's death is spotlighting. The senator had a huge influence on both domestic and foreign policies, remembered as someone who was championing for what he believed in, as well as forging relationships across the aisle. Tommy, good evening.
So the preliminary report is it was an aortal tear. Meanwhile, the IRGC is celebrating. All right. Laura Loomer posted this earlier today. 5 days ago, the IRGC called for Lindsey Graham to be assassinated. Now, Iran state media is celebrating his death. President Trump should drop more bombs, according to Laura Loomer. Lindsey Graham would have wanted the IRGC to be wiped out. Okay, so that's Laura Loomer's take. The IRGC essentially had a lot of interesting things to say about people like Lindsey Graham. They had President Trump. So here's the hit list according to the IRGC. Okay, I think it was on Friday we looked at a video where President Trump essentially did point out that the IRGC had him as number one on their hit list. And something very interesting took place in Turkey during his state visit to Turkey. He arrived at the gifted, the new Air Force One, the one that the left has been having a conniption about, the one that was gifted, and they essentially said that he was being bribed with that gift. Meanwhile, it was a gift that had been offered to Joe Biden, and Trump just happened to be taking delivery of said gift. So he arrived in that plane, but he didn't leave in that plane. They had to switch planes because there was a development. They had found out a plot was afoot while they were in Turkey, and the president didn't leave Turkey on the same plane that he arrived in. So there was an issue, and that was why, President Trump essentially mentioned that several times over the last few days. Now, here's the hit list from Iran, from the IRGC. It's important that we kind of separate the Iranian people who want the IRGC to be removed from the IRGC. But again, when you have people who lead your country, they represent your country, and that's really a difficult thing it's like splitting hairs. So I'm not going to dive into that. So they've essentially released this graphic, essentially crossing out Lindsey Graham. They're taking responsibility for that. But so far, the preliminary findings are that it was an aortic tear from years of cardiovascular issues. Now, while I was listening to this, I woke up. I was up at about 3 a.m, my time. Okay, 2 a.m. Eastern. My eyes popped open, and I did what I don't advise people to do, and I rarely do. Okay, no, that's a lie. I picked up my phone. I do that regularly. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I reach over and pick up my phone, and I begin to doom scroll. Sometimes I resist the urge and I don't doom scroll. So I opened up, and that was the news that popped up in front of my eyes. And I was like, okay, that's crazy. Lindsey Graham. And we had just been talking about Mitch McConnell. Meanwhile, Mitch McConnell, they've released some footage of, I don't know if this is footage, just a picture. We'll talk about Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell had a heart attack, was taken to the hospital. No one has heard from him. People have claimed to have had lengthy conversations with him, and many people are calling BS on that report. And there's a lot of questions around how long these public officials should actually stay in office, because you have Lindsey Graham. He's 71. What's the legal age of retirement for Americans? I think it's somewhere around 60 or 65. Someone correct me in the chat. So should they be in office that long? And saying that, I'm well aware that it also affects the likes of President Trump. You know, should people be in office that long? Should you have people who are pushing 90 remain in office? Are they able to work that long and that hard? You know, like, those are questions that I really am interested in having answers to. All right. So, excuse me, I'm curious. So I'm wondering if the chat is working. Okay, using new technology is weird. Usually the chat is more active. I'm just wondering. I'm a bit distracted by that. Now, so Lindsey Graham has passed, and there's been a lot of. So here's the 911 dispatch call. It's of course it's been released, and here it is.
In response, 7 response, chest pains, South Capitol Street, Southeast. In response, 7 response, chest pains, South Capitol Street, Southeast. And let's respond to medical local. 7 respond for chest pains, South Capitol Street, Southeast. Check 2027.
Agent 7 to communications for a call back. You have open the front door.
Hi, copy. Same. I have a call back 2032.
Agent 7, bye.
Agent 7, the caller says she's not in the home. She says the door is unlocked. Could you guys let me know?
Dead body is secured.
I copy. Stand by. Communication Agent 7, the caller says, have you tried knocking at the door to see if the patient will answer?
Yes, repeatedly.
Communications Agent 7, the caller states that she's coming from Baltimore to get to your location. Would you like a truck to force entry MPD?
We'll need MPD, we'll force entry.
Copy. Requested MPD 2035.
Seriously? Forced entry?
Go ahead and start me the CPR supervisor. CPR in progress now.
I copy. CPR in progress 2033. EMS 6 responders requesting entry 7 on scene, cardiac arrest, South Capitol Street, Southeast. EMS 6 responders requesting entry 7 medic 7 with cardiac arrest. 73-year-old male. South Capitol Street, Southeast. That channel 311-2054. Engine 7, you have EMS 6.
All right, so that's the dispatch, the recording of the dispatch that was essentially released. Now, so there's a report here that says President Trump was the last person to speak with Lindsey Graham. Trump just confirmed what they talked about, passing the Save America Act. Let's listen to this.
And he called and he said, we're all set for the Save America Act. He was pushing the Save America Act like crazy. He got back, said he just landed from Ukraine. I said, that's a long trip to make. He said, he sounded a little tired, but perfect, but a little bit tired. Had a right to be. And he was a worker. He was really a worker. But he sounded great, actually. But he actually said he was tired. But he wanted to pass the Save America Act. And I said, well, we're going to get it done, Lindsey. We're going to get it done. I'll see you like soon. We thought maybe we might even meet today. And then that was it. And that was, very around the time. It couldn't have been much longer. It could have been his last call. I don't know exactly. But I got a message about 1 o'clock in the morning from one of the people at his office that he had passed away. I said, I just can't believe it. He was like a member of the family to me. It's very tough, actually.
So President Trump, essentially, I think he's interviewed on Meet the Press. So Gardening says, I don't like how they make decisions they will not be around to see or have to deal with. And that's politics. That's politics. When you listen to Tom Sowell, he talks about the fact that these politicians make these decisions and then they leave a wreck for the next person who comes in. Meanwhile, they've received all the flowers and accolades in the press, and then they move on to the next thing. Okay. And then they move on to the next thing like they're like the champion of the world. Meanwhile, they just left a burning wreck in their wake, and that's the problem with politics a lot of times. You have people who make all these horrible decisions. If the press is their friend, the press, praises them and says, look, this decision is the best thing since the wheel was created. And then by the time someone new shows up and the consequences of those decisions start happening, people begin to blame the new guy for the problems that the old guy caused. Now, Lindsey Graham is a very polarizing figure. People have called him a war hawk. You have people on both the left and the right that hate him. Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks. Let me see if I can pull up her tweet. She essentially hold on. I just want to be sure. I want to be sure I can find it. She essentially posted good riddance, and then you had the likes of Nick Fuentes who did the same thing. Anna Kasparian and Nick Fuentes don't see eye to eye, but they love attacking a dead person. They basically said that it was good that he was gone. Now, let me know in the chat, okay? Even if you disagree with someone, and I've said this before, especially when President Trump did say something nasty about someone who didn't like him who had died. I said, well, I wouldn't do that because there are. It's just being a nice, decent person, okay? So we've learned in Western civilization to not speak ill of the dead. We try to allow the dead to, rest unless they've done something terrible. But there are people who feel like Lindsey Graham was a very bad person for pushing support for foreign intervention, especially in the Middle East and in Ukraine. He had just returned from a meeting with the Ukrainians, and I think there's a video here of that. So this is his last engagement. He was just in Ukraine with Zelensky.
Yeah, got a little update for you here.
Yeah.
Just tell me when I can talk.
All right.
Good visit with the president, right?
Yeah, I think that we had really a good meeting.
Yeah,
the mood was
too,
good,
yeah.
and we had some very important results. And I think that the decision of President Trump about licenses, positive signals about Patriot licenses, very important.
So that was him in Ukraine just a few hours ago. Okay, so let's pivot. Let's pivot to Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, the pictures have been released, okay, and him and his wife right there. Beside it is the footage of the video that was taken of him being picked up by the ambulance.
Not riding with him.
All right, so that was when he was picked up by the EMS services, or by the emergency services. So this picture has been released just to, it's more of, hey, he's alive, so this is supposed to be proof of life. A lot of people are not buying it. They're like Mitch McConnell isn't doing very well, so they essentially are using him as more of a meat puppet. He's not thinking for himself. So you have people who are essentially saying that, look, he's essentially brain dead, and he's being used to block the SAVE Act because he's one of those people who doesn't want to pass the SAVE Act, according to reports from Capitol Hill. So more intrigue on the Mitch McConnell end and more AI parody about his situation. So it's funny that we closed last week with Mitch McConnell not being, the report on him wasn't very clear, and there was clearly the smell of a cover-up. Meanwhile, you have us opening this week with the passing of Lindsey Graham. It's weird. Okay, the one person who isn't very supportive of the SAVE Act in hospital, but no one really knows what's going on with him, from all indications. And then you have Lindsey Graham, who is pro SAVE Act, essentially shuffling off his mortal coil, to open up the week. So that's weird and it's sad. Okay, so let's skip over to some developing reports. Director Kash Patel has just fired 2 Atlanta area FBI analysts because they refused to participate in the Fulton County, Georgia 2020 election investigation, according to TDSBC.
The FBI's Fulton County. We have some breaking news in the FBI's Fulton County election investigation. More than 200 federal agents now in Georgia to comb through data seized earlier this year. A clear sign that the investigation into the 2020 election is heating up. Thanks so much for joining us for the On the
Night. FBI agents are going through materials found today during a search of the Fulton County, Georgia election office. That search is said to be related to the 2020 election. Correspondent David Spunt has details tonight. Good evening, David.
Brett, good evening. FBI agents are still on site at the records warehouse for the Fulton County, Georgia Board of Elections. The matter is sealed before a court, meaning details are limited, but we can report this is related to the 2020 presidential election. Sources tell Fox News that agents retrieved documents, phones, and computers after a judge signed a warrant. President Trump has long made Georgia, and specifically Fulton County, a target of his complaints relating to the 2020 election. Shortly after that election, Trump spoke to Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, and said he needed 11,780 votes to win the state. At the time, Raffensperger said he felt pressure from Trump and denied any widespread election fraud. He continues to deny it to this day. Now, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis brought state criminal charges against then former President Trump and others in 2023 for conspiracy to overturn the election. But her prosecution, Brett, was eventually derailed completely after it was revealed she had an intimate relationship with the top prosecutor on her team, and it could have tainted the case. Late last year, a judge dismissed the case in its entirety. Now, Brett, last month, the Justice Department sued Fulton County, Georgia, seeking access to 2020 voting records after state officials allegedly failed to respond to a subpoena. Fox News has learned the head of the FBI's Atlanta field office was recently forced out in recent days, but it's unclear, Brett, if this is all related.
Well, there are speculations that that's related because a bunch of them don't want to get involved in investigating that matter. Of course, it's a developing story. Comments on X, this comment says these are just the traitors within the FBI who identified themselves. There are still tens of thousands more who are actively working to undermine our president and our country. And then Eric Doherty says every time one of them is fired, the FBI gets better. Well, let's watch this, okay? Many of us are eager to see what happens with all these investigations. We're excited that Trump won, but the question is whether there will be any justice done concerning the 2020 election, concerning January 6th, the so-called insurrection. We're still playing the game, find the insurrection, and we haven't found any just yet. Of course, we saw sparks of individual unruly, when someone says there was an insurrection on January 6th, there has to be proof of a conspiracy to commit an insurrection to start with. All right, there has to be proof of coordination. All right. And then they tried to prove it by saying, oh, there's this random guy who was posting on a group chat. Okay. The guy wasn't even in the state. He wasn't at the location at the Capitol, but they found the guy, arrested him, and I think they gave him 20 years for simply being in a group chat. So there was a lot of twisting and bending that took place, and the footage that was released last week is helping us to see for ourselves that it doesn't appear that it was so coordinated. He had people at the front lines. We saw that individual, I think we watched it on Friday, that guy who stood in front of the crowd saying, look, we're going to try to control these guys, but if they get out of the hand, I have to step out of the way. Like there were things like that going on. It wasn't a coordinated assault on the Capitol. It was protesters who were simply upset and frustrated that their votes didn't count. And they wanted Congress to know that the American people wanted that matter to be investigated. All right. And then a few agitators come in and cause problems. And then, of course, they had to pepper spray the entire crowd and disperse the crowd. And then Congress convenes and then certifies the vote that the people were complaining about. Nothing suspicious there. So there's a lot to be seen and a lot to be done. But again, we're going to keep watching this, and time is our friend. I saw a new video recently from Nick Shirley on YouTube. I haven't watched it, but essentially, Nick Shirley is uncovering more corruption. I think this is in California, and here it says it's about I think it's about is it daycare fraud or healthcare fraud? And essentially, he's uncovering another massive fraud case. Of course, they're going to say that is Nick Shirley. He's a YouTuber. He's trying to sensationalize the situation. It's not as bad as he's making it out to be, and so on. And granted, he's a YouTuber. He has to put titles that attract clicks, which maybe I should start doing. And so let's watch this video. And essentially, we're going to pivot over to Gavin Newsom because he's getting more heat about the investigation that's going on into him, and we're going to take a look at that before we pivot over to our game for the night, and then I'll give my announcement. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can. So let's listen to this video.
And how come you guys are the daycare that receives the most amount of money here in Flushing, Queens?
We have a lot of members.
How many members do you guys have?
I don't have to tell you.
Because here it says you guys have 7,899.
So where did you get this information?
Oh, it's actually from the public databases of CMS and HHS.
Do I have to tell you the number?
But this place doesn't look like it can hold 7,000 people.
Can I have an ID or something? You're asking me some about...
Well, this is public information because it's public tax dollars that you guys are receiving.
I don't have to tell you, right?
Yeah, but do you guys have 7,000 members, for instance?
No, we don't have 7,000 members.
Okay, well, that's what it says. You have 7,899 in 2024, and then so that's not true.
7,000.
Yeah. So you guys are you guys overbilling then? Because you guys are getting paid per patient $1,600, and that's how you guys got $12.9 million in 2024.
I don't know how they calculate. But I don't remember all the numbers.
But did you have 7,000? I think you'd remember if you had.
No, I don't. We don't have 7,000 members.
So, how come you guys billed for 7,000 people then?
Do I have to tell you?
Well, you like $12.9 million on 7,000 patients, and you say there's not 7,000 patients.
I don't know.
So the question he's asking, does he have to tell Nick? It's public funds. It's public funds. And correct me if I'm wrong, if public funds are going somewhere, people, in the public have a right to know where the money is going and how it's being spent. Meanwhile, Intergalactic Wranglers in the chat, I see you. Welcome. Good to see you on this fine Sunday evening. Let's keep watching.
Committing fraud? Like, are these numbers wrong?
Please, sir.
$12.9 million? That's a lot of money.
Believe.
12.9 million. All right, we will leave. You could have just answered the questions. Now,
I said I don't want
now
to.
People are going to be wondering if you committed fraud.
I said I don't want to, but why you keep asking me? I said I don't want to tell you the information.
Well,
and why?
These are taxpayer dollars, so.
So what? So I don't have to tell you the.
We're sick of people defrauding our taxes. This guy received $12.9 million, and right here it says they had 7,899 patients.
Okay, so it's Minnesota all over again. Okay, people not answering questions, being defensive, deflecting, then asking him to leave, and guess what? It's
and how come you guys are the day that receives the most amount of money?
It's another immigrant setup. Okay, look. On one hand, I would say don't blame the immigrants. Immigrants, hear me out. Immigrants come from setups that are so corrupt that this is what they do where they come from. This is routine. Finding ways to bend the law and to steal is routine where immigrants come from. However, when immigrants come into the United States and begin to game the system, it is the job of the federal government and the state government to prosecute these people and to make sure that they learn that America isn't the country they came from. They're not supposed to be doing this in the United States. The problem is that they get all of the media protecting them and covering up for them, and that's just crazy. So of course we're going to keep following this, and we're going to find out that yes, there was fraud. Nick was right, and then you're going to have more exposés. Of course, people are going to try to say he's racist and so on. And speaking of the chief deflector, Gavin Newsom over here. Okay, so remember this video here, I want us to look at this post. Remember when Gavin Newsom gave that free diapers contract to the baby-to-baby NGO run by his wife, Jennifer Newsom's friend? CBS Los Angeles put in records requests for the contract details and bids, and Gavin Newsom won't release it. So, I mean, it's like this guy here being asked questions, he doesn't want to answer them, okay? He has a right not to answer them. He also should be able to answer these questions because it's related to public funds. The same happens with Gavin Newsom. They've put in these requests for documentation on a certain program that actually smelt of nepotism. Now, is nepotism connected to... Can you say nepotism when it is your friend, your wife's friend, and not someone who's related? Please let me know in the chat. Now, let's watch this report from CBS.
40 million diapers, as many diapers will be distributed this year as Californians.
That was Governor Gavin Newsom about 2 months ago at a press conference announcing California's new free diaper program and a multi-million-dollar contract with the nonprofit Baby to Baby. But immediately critics pointed out that his wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, also had a relationship with at least one of the co-CEOs.
Sits on Jen's board of directors. Gavin Newsom is claiming there was this huge, rigorous process to figure out which group to partner with for this free diaper program. But was it really a rigorous process if you're best friends with the CEO of this company?
So we did a little fact check, and you should definitely go check out the story we did last month. But we could only go so far.
So far, the state will not give us a copy of the contract or the competitive bid scoring sheet.
4 days after that very high-profile press conference, we simply asked the governor's office for a copy of that contract that everyone was talking about. They told us, reach out to California Health and Human Services. They told us the contracts were with yet another agency. That agency told us our request had been received. That means legally, they had a maximum of 10 days to tell us whether or not we're going to get them. Exactly 10 days later, now 14 days after the press conference, the state replies, citing an unusual circumstance clause in the California Public Records Act, giving them another 14 days to decide if these are disclosable records. California law clearly states any executed contract is a public record, and so are competitive bid scoring sheets.
Can someone say cover
14
up?
more days. Spoiler alert, they are disclosable records, but the state would need another 3 to 4 weeks to get us copies.
What?
Translation, the state
What's
waited
going on?
24 days to promptly notify us that it would need another 28 days to get us a copy of that contract that the governor announced nearly 2 months ago.
A competitive bidding process.
Then, the day we were finally supposed to get the records, July 3rd, a state holiday, the Newsom administration told us they would need 2 more weeks.
It's unacceptable.
That's Jenny LaRue. She's with the First Amendment Coalition.
You should have had it in your hands the day they were talking about it.
She argues documents like state contracts shouldn't even require a public records request.
Do you think there's a world where state agencies just automatically upload all contracts?
I think there's a world where we make them do that.
That's State Senator Tom Umberg. He knows a bit about this issue.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pacheco, for bringing lots and lots of attention to this subject.
The Senate Judiciary Chair was instrumental in gutting a bill that would have let state agencies charge you hourly fees and even sue someone for requesting public information.
People shouldn't have to pay to get information from public officials.
Now,
that happens in Nigeria, okay? So whenever you need anything from a government institution in Nigeria, there are different levels of grift. You're going to pay the security guard at the gate. You're going to pay the receptionist who welcomes you into the building. You're going to pay the assistant, the person who you're there to see. You're going to pay that person. And then you're going to pay everyone else in between that person and what you need. That's Nigeria. And so California has successfully become a third world country.
the amended version of the bill does give agencies even more time to respond to your public records request. Assemblywoman Pacheco argues they need it.
Agencies across the state are experiencing a sharp increase in requests that are exceptionally broad.
Meanwhile, we're still waiting for that baby-to-baby contract. Now 60 days and counting.
And here we are.
For CBS California Investigates, I'm Julie Watts.
So that's a report. It's a long video, but I'm not going to play the entire thing. So guys, Godling says he's one of the most corrupt politicians. This is so crazy. And wait until 2028. He's going to be one of the front runners that the Democrats are going to appoint to defeat MAGA. Okay, he has a nice hair. He's a theater kid who has learned how to use his hands to communicate and to cast spells on the electorate. All of the middle-aged liberal women who fantasize being in a relationship with him will vote for him. You know, all the men who want to sleep with the women who want to vote for him will vote for him. I'm sorry, but I mean, why would you vote for this guy who has failed repeatedly? How about that over $4 billion rail project that they've only laid how many feet of rail after almost how many years? Over 10 years or 20 years? It's crazy. So the corruption continues to compound, and there's it's conversations like this that make me question the sanity of Democrat voters, because you have people who just want to vote for the same corrupt grifters over and over again. And the answer that they have repeatedly whenever you ask them, okay, so why are you voting for this person, is because Trump bad. All right. It's Trump bad. Now, I forgot to add this to the list. So I want to talk about this briefly, okay? There's a situation that essentially came up, and you have a young teenager who went out with, I think, 3 of his white friends. That was, I think, during the 4th of July weekend. They had just they had just graduated from high school. They're 18 years old, and they're out, in Mississippi on a boat. And his friends return home, and he doesn't. And after a few days, they find his body. Now, the problem is this, okay? You have people. I had had a conversation with my wife about this evening, so that's why it's fresh on my mind. And my wife reads or watches different platforms. And like I said, she doesn't do the deep dive that I do. So she's like, hey, this looks like racism. I'm like, no, come on, let's not go there. And we proceed to have a long conversation. And I told her, look, the usual race grifters are out in front of this. Therefore, I don't want to put any stock in this until I see the official reports and what actually happened. So you have the likes of Reverend Al Sharpton. Okay, Al Sharpton, who wants to make this about race, and they so badly want it to be that the three white men who were like they're saying white men. These were his friends. All right, these were his friends. They went out on a boat to celebrate graduation. Something happened to their friend. They must have been drunk out of their minds. They don't know where their friend went. He turns up dead a few days later, and everybody, not everybody, but people who want it so bad to be that these three white people murdered the black boy are out in front of the cameras. Here's Al Sharpton.
He was one black with three young white men who happened to end up with his phone, happened to end up with his keys. Then there's just too many questions.
So they happen to end up with his phone and keys. That's what you do when you hang out with your friends. You put your things together in one place. Like I'm just saying, okay, if you guys think I'm twisting, or let me say, bending over backwards to accommodate the fact that his friends maybe just didn't know what happened, because in the law in the United States and in civilized countries, it is innocent until proven guilty. Now, the police have returned a report and they said no foul play. Al Sharpton has grabbed his moment, and they are now ambulance chasing, hoping that this shows that these three white boys are responsible for his murder, or they can prove that there is a cover-up afoot in the police department of the state or the city. So he's already trying to frame it as how did they wind up with his phone and his keys? They were friends.
That they should not be closing the investigation. Now, I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm a little different than some of y'all. I was built different. My nose is out here, my eyes are here, my brain is here, which means some things I could smell before I could see and before I can figure out. This does not smell right. So some people are saying, Reverend, are y'all bringing in race? Well, we're not bringing in race, but we're not discounting race either.
So why did you open the comment with race?
Because we don't know what it is.
So hang on, just so that this is 49 seconds. These are the words he opens with.
He was one black with three young white men.
That's how he opens the statement. So him claiming that he's not bringing in race is just it's come on. He thinks we're stupid.
Well, we're not bringing in race, but we're not
you're not bringing in race after you brought in race.
Counting race either, because we don't know what it is. So to tell us don't rush to judgment saying it was racist is fine. But then I'm telling you, don't rush to judgment saying it was not racism, because we do not know. We do know what these parents are being told, and what the parents have now shared with us does not make sense.
Okay. So they have decided that they're going to investigate this. Anything short of these three white boys killed this black boy isn't going to satisfy them. And this was on the 10th of July. Now, I don't want to kind of make this a thing of consistently being counter all of the race baiting that tends to happen whenever things like this take place. But just like the report that I gave, I think it was on Friday, of the black woman who was assaulted by an illegal alien, and it's not on the news because it's the wrong race. You can't talk about the fact that a black girl was assaulted by these illegal aliens that were voting to be brought into the country to overrun minority communities and also to dilute the voting power of the black communities. If black people think that they still are the majority minority group, they're wrong. Biden successfully diluted them during the last 4 years of his presidency. So they don't talk about such things, but they only want to say that Trump is racist. They don't see how Trump is actually trying to protect the black vote by preventing a dilution of the minority vote by bringing in illegal aliens. But I digress. Now, this story here, this is by Jeffrey Mead. I like his videos. I watch them occasionally. So he's showing a video of a press conference here. Oh, hold on, let me read this. It says this black girl was abused to death by her parents, and they then proceeded to dissolve her in acid to cover up their crimes. Notice how much of Black America is silent on this while being so loud about Nolan Wells. Now, of course, he's black. I'm black. The people now. If you follow Jason Whitlock, okay, you can go to his channel. He's done at least 3 videos already on the Nolan Wells situation. You can watch that and get more of a deep dive into that. But let's listen to this.
Our information reveals the use of corrosive chemicals and other tools that were used to accelerate the destruction of her little body. After this was completed, these 2 individuals poured what remains were left of Javea into the Cedar Creek Reservoir.
Here are the parents who did this, and here was that little girl. Obviously, anyone with half a brain knows that this is disgusting. So the child died from being physically abused by one of them or both of them. And then in order to, which essentially is homicide by child abuse. And then they tried to cover it up by essentially using corrosive acid, I guess, to, destroy her body. Or I should say, dissolve her body and then pour her remains somewhere else. But here's what caught my attention about this video. Think about this. We've seen a bunch of black people right now talking about what happened at the lake with that young man disappearing and dying. But how many black people do you see talking about this? Where's the outrage about this? This girl was with her own parents, died as a result of an abuse, and then they used acid to dissolve her body and try to hide their crimes. Like I've said before, we have this goofball here and many other people saying things like this.
Stop killing our children.
Now, what do you bet she won't make a video in relation to this situation? And this is what catches...
It's the wrong situation. It's the wrong situation. People like this woman, where's that video? People like this woman are so hateful and angry. They're looking for every opportunity to scream racism. The only way they eat is for racism to exist. And as long as racism doesn't exist, they don't eat. So even when a situation has nothing to do with racism, they bend it to make it all about race. I watched this woman's it was a poem. She wrote a poem. This was her performing a poem. All right. Okay. This is why I don't take many of these black people seriously, okay? Because they act stupid. They act stupid because they are all about a tribe, a race, and it's all about that for them. If it's not about tribe or race, they are irrelevant. That's the same thing for Al Sharpton. The only thing he talks about is a racism. At least Jesse Jackson tried to start the Rainbow Coalition that kind of empowered black businesses and exposed them to the likes of Donald Trump many years ago to educate them on how to get things like funding and how to navigate regulations and policies and things like that. At least he did that. Al Sharpton just spent his entire career race grifting. Everything is about race. Oh, the dog died on a black person's porch. Oh, it's a racist dog. Oh, the owners are racist. Oh, the owners actually killed the dog and put it in front of the black person's porch so that they could arrest the black person for killing their dog. Like, it's so annoying to watch, but, I'm fed up with all of this. And so, of course, I had that conversation with my wife, and then she's like, oh, you're not being balanced about it because you're actually presuming that that their interpretation of the situation is wrong. And I'm like, well, when you've seen enough of the grift happening, okay, you tend to feel that way whenever you see Al Sharpton show up and begin to try to raise grift. Okay, so I have an announcement to make tonight. So before I make the announcement, all right, I have to keep my word to you all. Gardening says sick. Yeah, it is sick that these parents, let's go back. Let's go back to this, because you have the usual thing where you have a black parents murdering their kids. And you know what? It happens in white communities too. It does. You have white parents who abuse their kids and murder their kids. It happens in every society. What's the difference? The black community tends to want to hide it. They tend to want to hide it. They don't address it, but they scream to the hilltops or the mountaintops whenever something like this happens in an interracial setting. It's more like, oh my goodness, a white person accidentally murdered or killed a black person. Oh, it's a racist. It's a racist. I'm like, no. It's not everything is about race. Not everything is about race. As long as you continue to make everything about race, you will never grow out of that hatred. You're always going to, in fact, your brain is never going to be able to think outside of the box because you're always going to see a roadblock everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, there's a white person up there who's going to stop you. There's a white person over there who hates you. They look at you funny and you're like, oh, he hates me because he's white. And black people who think that way have to change. I'm glad that there are a lot of people on the internet who are calling this out. Let's see. Gardening says, I had to delete most of that comment. Didn't want to have to block myself with the words I would have said. Look, I have to self-censor myself because I see these things and it's very upsetting. It's very upsetting that I have to be among a community that is so easily fooled. Black people are so easily fooled. I'm sorry. We do have very intelligent black people, but the reason why that is that black people have grown up in an environment where they've been told either the white man is so high up there and so superior you can't reach him. That's what people in Africa are told. All right, that's what people in Africa are told. Or in the West, where the black people do have privileges and do have access to things, they're told the white man is there blocking your success and he's stealing your victory. They tell black people that in Africa when it has to do with someone in their community or in their family who is wealthier than they are. They tell stories of that person having gone to a witch doctor to steal their glory. I've lived with black people all my life. Black people are easily fooled. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? Oh, can't you see the pattern? Okay, it was at this time you failed this exam that he passed his own exam. And it was at this time you lost your job that he got that promotion. Can't you see that he's the one stealing your shine? So black communities need to change. They need to change. Am I saying that racism doesn't exist? I'm not saying so. I'm saying that what you're conscious of grows. The thing that you focus on grows. Okay, do an experiment. Okay, find something, anything. I've got a chapstick here, in front of me, and if I look at the chapstick long enough, everything else around me disappears. Everything else around it disappears or blurs out. That's the way it is with talking about racism. If all you think is that there are people out there who are stopping you from going forward or moving forward, or there's someone out there who hates you, or someone out there who's thinking something ill, your world becomes so small. You can't grow out of it. And then you blame that person for you making your world so small. So that's insane. All right. So let's quickly do this, and then we'll do the announcement. Now, we've done, I think we covered several of these. Let's see. This is 35. We did 35. I think we did 10. Was this the one we did? Let me make sure. Yeah, all right, so again, we're looking for the insurrection, okay? So we're going to watch a few minutes, but we're skipping forward, okay? We're skipping forward because whenever you have the police milling about like this, there's nothing happening. You're looking for the claim that these people who were protesting the suspicious results of the 2020 election actually were organized and they were weaponized to attack and take over and possibly destroy the Capitol. All right. They keep calling it an insurrection. So we're playing a game, find the insurrection. So we've skipped forward for a bit and the police have been indoors and now they're about to rush out to the crowd.
Get your guys! Get your guys! How we doing? I'm right here.
I think we watched this. I think we've seen this already, have we? Yeah, I think this is the one where they try to bomb rush the door. Unless it's just the same group, but a different body cam that we watched last time. All right, I think it's the same body cam. So that was 10 minutes, 13 minutes. This was 5:03 outside. There's no audio, nothing happening inside. They're inside walking up the stairs. All right, let's back up a little. All right, let's back up a little. So this is a different location. Okay, so let's back up. Let's back up a little. So the police are walking up the stairs. All right, so we're going to, let's see, Gardner says, I think it's hard for me to remember because I've seen other clips too. Yeah, like we have, so this is new. Now, again, I'm going to repeat this in case there's someone new here who's watching and is like, you guys are supporting criminals who attack police. No, we've said it several times on this show while we're watching these body cam videos. Anyone who attacks a federal officer, law enforcement, needs to be prosecuted. Anyone who puts their hand on law enforcement needs to go to jail. Now, many of them had been in jail for a minimum of 2 years, okay? And Trump pardoned them, all right? Now, people claim, oh, he pardoned people who were violent. Yeah, I think too. Look, I don't know much about criminal law in the United States, but when you look at the Antifa crowd who have routinely put their hands on police officers, and none of them went to jail for even a year during the Biden years. How is it reasonable for you to look at what these people were doing during the January 6th protest or riot? I'll call it a protest, because a riot essentially is them breaking and burning things. I don't see anything burning, and they're inside of the building. So I'll call it a protest. But let's play their game, the insurrection. There's hardly anyone attacking these police officers. The protesters, the insurrectionists are on one side, the police are on the other side. All right, the police are choking on the bear mace and the pepper spray and the tear gas that they deployed, not the people who they fired those at. They deployed them, and then they're choking out on them as well. They provoked the crowd by firing canisters of tear gas into the crowd. All right, that is what provoked the crowd. And then you had reports of agitators in the crowd, urging the crowd to break the barriers and surge the building. So there's all of that happening. The problem is that most people on the left who continue to talk about January 6th like it is the magnum opus of their arguments, where they claim that the right is more violent than the left. They don't want to let go of that so-called advantage, and they continue to hammer on it. My question to them is this: you now have the body cam footage. You have all of the evidence you need to prove that there was an insurrection. How come we don't have all of you doing your watch parties and going over the videos? Because the videos don't prove anything about an insurrection. That's why. Let's keep watching.
Oh, sorry, bro. Hey, what are we doing? We're just pushing him, holding him back. We're trying to get him out.
So this picture here, okay, well, even though like what I'm about to say, okay, could explode in my face, okay, but this is the, should I say this? It's okay. It's going to explode in my face. I'm just going to, because I just thought about it. I'm like, it definitely is going to explode in my face, but I'm going to say, this is the picture of MAGA, okay? Not the angry white guy who looks like he's a hillbilly, okay? And I'm talking about the picture, the diversity. You have a black man, you have someone who could pass for a hillbilly, you have someone who looks like he's an accountant. Okay, the guy just above me looks like he could be an accountant, and then the guy over there looks like he could be someone who works at Silicon Valley, the one beside the hillbilly. Okay, like these people. It shows how diverse MAGA is. All right, but whenever you hear the left try to describe MAGA, they want to describe it as a white nationalist movement, but they don't want to show you this. I just wanted to say that, but again, I know it would explode in my face, but I had to say it because it is true.
No, you don't fucking touch me. Don't do that. I stand here, you don't fucking touch me. Right that way. Right that way, sir. Right this way. Come on, Mary. How's it going, sir? I'm looking for my wife. Okay, I understand. It's crazy, but we need to get everyone out. We got a lot of stuff going on, all right?
Like what? Like stealing a fucking president?
Right this way.
Is that what you're doing today?
Well, why are you doing that? Come on, let's move.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Let's go.
Because it's your job? Because this is your job? This is...
You know, people, look, I didn't vote. I lived on a different continent, but I was angry. So I get it. And I will never know the anger that these people felt, and that you guys who are watching, who voted for Trump and saw the election go the way it did, I will never know the emotions you guys felt, because I mean, I'm not American and I didn't vote at that election, but I felt really hurt and I felt really angry.
Why you're doing it? Don't you question it?
Hey.
Don't you question it?
Hey, just back up.
USA!
That way, all right?
But if I was Antifa, you'd be backing up. If I was Antifa, you'd be backing up.
Okay, thank you.
You'd be backing up if I was
Exactly.
Antifa. Because that's what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
They tell you,
He's
let
right.
Antifa through.
Okay.
Well, you Trump, you fucking stop those patriots.
Yeah.
That's my job. Patriots, but you let Antifa on through, right? And you don't question that shit.
I'm a normal fucking citizen with a clean record.
That's a fucking shame, man. That's a
Push us too far.
It's a fucking shame.
We got nothing to say. Let's go.
You cannot fucking sleep at night.
All right, so this guy with the mask, okay? Anyone who showed up at that protest in a mask like this guy, okay? I know that gradient is blocking it. All right? Anyone who showed up at the protest, okay, let me see if I can hide this for a bit, okay? This guy over here with the mask, all right? Easy to point out that this person didn't belong in the group. Easy. Does he look angry?
Let's go.
He doesn't look angry.
You sleep at night, can you?
Hey, can we get moving?
He doesn't look
Right
angry.
off this
He's
way,
like...
okay?
God bless you, man. God bless you.
Anyone with a mask, suspicious. This guy too in the mask. Okay, my head is blocking him. Yeah, this guy over here, suspicious.
Yes, sir.
Can we interview you?
No, not right now. We got a lot going on, sir.
You guys have sworn an oath to the Constitution. Why aren't you upholding it? For your family, for the country. You've taken an oath. Why aren't you upholding it? Where are you from, Officer Marsh?
Hey, can we keep it moving?
We're trying to move that way, though. You're embarrassed.
You can't go this way, sir. I'm sorry.
You're taking an oath. You got
watch out, guys. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
You're doing your job. We're
Let's
doing
go.
ours.
Come on.
Why aren't you upholding your
Hey,
oath?
move this way. Let's go. Hey. Right this way.
Dude, I'm from Seattle, so we invented this stuff. You guys didn't even call the Seattle Police Department. Hold it. Why aren't you upholding your oath?
Hey. Stop walking up on me. Let's go.
You need to uphold your oath. You swore you were. Don't touch me. Get your hands off of me.
Hey, relax. Everyone relax.
Get your hands off of me. Hey, get off of him. Get off of that guy. Stop beating him up. Stop beating him up.
Let's go.
Don't beat him up.
Fucking go.
You alright? Hold on to me. You alright?
Hey, let's move it.
Hold it.
Let's go right this way, sir.
Don't jump off the
Come on, let's move. Come on.
Don't jump off the lane.
Come on, let's go.
What are you protecting? Come on, go outside, go outside.
Right this way, sir.
You have to win the tour, though? Go outside, sir.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go outside, come on.
Yeah.
Let's go outside. No, we don't. Yes, you do. You're a grown man.
Come on.
No.
Come on, sir.
So the people who came prepared with a gas mask, the protesters who came prepared with a gas mask, is that normal? Is that like, I don't know if that's what you caught gardening, okay? But is it normal if you're going to a protest, not a riot, a protest? And the people who do protests are leftists. These are the people who are prepared. Oh, do you always carry a gas mask with you? Like, it's weird. It's suspicious. Of course, I pointed out the guys who had the Antifa-looking, face covering, the black bloc thing that they do. I called it out, and then we're seeing people with full-on gas masks. I carry it in my bag with my bat, my mask, and all the insurrection tools. Look. Every single person, it's just a no-brainer, okay? It's a no-brainer. There's drama there. Be back if I can. Okay, Intergalactic. See, hope you're able to make it back for the announcement. Sorry. Hope it works out. Yeah. So look, it's a weird thing to look at where you're seeing all of this and then you're calling it out, and the people who are on the other side, okay, who this benefits, okay, the people who, if they could paint these guys as insurrectionists, paint Trump to be an evil insurrectionist who inspired this, and then it keeps him from running for office, and it ruins his life, and it puts him in jail for the rest of his life, and it destroys his family and his businesses, and they win. If, the people on that side don't want to take a second look at the evidence to say, okay, is there something wrong with this picture? Does this pass the smell test? All right. They don't want to do that. And it's very clear why they don't want to do that. Because taking a second look and having a good faith conversation shows that everything that they wanted to work was wrong. It kind of reminds me of this scene. There was a game, Argentina versus, let me see if I can pull it up, okay? Argentina, Switzerland, okay? Argentina, Switzerland v. Switzerland. Red card. So there was this really was this. So yeah, so there are a lot of people who are like, okay, so this is, sorry, oops, I don't want this thing to play. So I don't know why I'm showing you guys this. All right. Now, this event here, this incident here, okay, was a dive. Okay, the guy simulated a dive, and the Argentine player got a yellow card because of the dive. Then the referee went back and watched the replay and found out that it was a dive and gave the guy his second yellow card and got sent off. Everyone who hates this said, or who hated the Argentines said, oh, that's not fair. And now they're like doing exactly what they should do, which is, okay, so how about the Argentines who do the exact same thing? So you have people on both sides, and that's why I basically stopped supporting sports teams. I suck now when it comes to a social life. The only social life I have right now is church. Like, not that church sucks, but but I got tired of sports, of the partisan nature of sports, where someone cheats on your side is the best day ever. Someone cheats on the other guy's side, oh my goodness, there's something wrong. The world is coming to an end. Why don't everybody stop cheating? But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Okay, so let's keep watching. Okay, I apologize for my rambling. I tend to do this. I have to stop doing that. So, but then again, the idea is people on the left want this so much to be untainted. They want the narrative of this being an insurrection to remain untouched. They don't want to look at this. It's almost like, don't look at it. Don't take a second look. Else, the thing that our trump card, pun intended, will be taken away from us. All right, we can no longer say January 6th whenever the routine violence that happens with Antifa and all the other platforms tend to happen. JM21999 is in the chat. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, so we're playing the game Find the Insurrection. Sorry I was away. Look, I get it. It's the summer and people have to do family. And guys, okay, so my announcement is coming. I'm gonna be announcing something very important after we watch this. So please stick around. And I want to hear your feedback when I do make the announcement, because this is very much about all of us. I do want to make sure that you guys feel included in this decision, because you guys are a huge part of the channel. So let's keep going.
Come on, let's go. Stop putting your body weight on me. Come on. Stop falling on me. Let's go. Come on, sir. Hey, stop it. Hey, but come on.
I can't breathe.
Let's go out this way, sir. Thank you. I fucking failed. I'm a fucking failure. Hey, turn around for me, sir. Hey, sir, can you turn around and go this way? Thank you.
Y'all need to stand, man. You don't think Schumer, Pelosi need to stand for righteousness?
Let's go. Come on.
Take a stand. Do what is right.
This is Communist Act right here. I hope you guys are proud of that. This is Communist Act by you guys.
Let's go.
Communist Act. You guys proud of serving America?
Right this way. Let's go. Hey, sir, come on. Let's go.
See the biggest one here. Come on. What are you doing, man? Exit.
Right this way. Hey, sir, stop pushing up on me. Let's go.
Get out. Come on. Out. Thank you. You gotta join us. I'm trying to join us. I'm trying to protect everyone. You gotta protect us.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, so we're trying to get you out of here.
I know, I understand.
Thank you. Come on. Let's get out, please.
So where is the insurrection?
Why are you joining us? Hey, sir, right this way for me. Come on, man. Come on, let's move. Is this what you believe in? Come on, let's move. Let's go. Answer me, man. We need to protect the people. America? Not these scumbags. Hey, come on, let's go. You love America? Hey, you guys gotta get moving. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Turn around, sir. Move out that way. Move out that way. Turn around and go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Sir.
So I want you guys to notice the makeup of this crowd. Whenever you look at the Antifa crowd, the people who are protesting ICE, okay, look at the age demographic of that crowd. College age, young kids with no families. No, like when I say families, they aren't married, they don't have children. Okay, and then you look at the demographic of this crowd. You have people who have families who like they have a vested interest in America. You have immigrants. You have minorities. Okay, you have people who work with their hands. You have working class people. Okay, not even the middle class. You have the middle class. You have the working class. You have the diversity in this crowd so far has been. I mean, it occurred to me just looking at the number of people who are over 45 in this crowd.
Go. I'm trying. There are people that are trying to exit. Let's go. Sit down, brother. I love you, brother. Come on, let's go. Love you, brother. Let's go. Keep walking. Keep going.
We love you guys. These are real patriots.
Otherwise, the fucking criminals that occupy this building. Hey, you guys have some fun yet?
Can you turn around and go? Let's press it right now. Let's go.
Sorry, they're moving.
Sorry, don't do that. Do not do that.
Don't fucking grab me. I'm going. Don't fucking grab me.
Don't push up on me and keep moving.
I didn't. I tightened up. I didn't want
do
to.
not like that. So
Well,
go that
I
way.
don't either.
Let's go.
When is our next invitation?
Come on, sir.
Fuck you, Wall.
Don't do that. Keep moving.
Yeah, the horrible words of insurrection.
Stop.
Christ, we're trying to fucking move. Quit being a dick. You know, we're doing what we think is right.
I understand.
I'm trying to get out.
Let's go.
Nothing destroyed. Nothing. Sometimes you got to do this, you know? You do. It's the first time in my life. It's a wake-up call. Thank you.
Right,
Thanks, Mars.
This is like the only one that's been kind of cool. The rest of these guys suck. Look at this guy. He's chucking.
Like this guy who just went by said this is the first protest in his life. This guy, okay? This guy, his first protest. And after he attends his first protest, he gets hounded and prosecuted and called an insurrectionist. Meanwhile, the left, Antifa, had the summer of love. They routinely protest. They're protesting right now. Right now, they're protesting right now. It's a religion for the left. They protest regularly. They don't get nearly the heat these guys got for taking a stroll in the Capitol. You know, like it's things like this, okay? And it's good we're watching these guys and hearing what they said. Because we were told that these were monsters. They wanted to take down the government, you know, that they are the danger to democracy. Okay? And we're watching them in their own words saying, look, this is why we're doing it. And it had nothing to do with taking down the government.
You know, we're doing what we think is right.
I understand.
I'm trying to get out.
Let's go.
Nothing destroyed. Nothing. Sometimes you got to do this, you know? You do. It's the first time in my life. It's a wake-up call. Thank you. Thanks, Mars.
This is like the only one that's been kind of cool. The rest of these guys suck. Look at this guy. He's chucking.
Troy's cool.
But
Troy's
we got
cool.
some fucking oath breakers in this fucking group, don't we? And they're so you're going to have to turn around and go this direction.
Hey, can I at least get my
No,
flag?
you're going to have to turn around and go that way,
I don't know why you took my
You're going to have
flag.
to turn around and get out of the building.
Hey, do you guys need me to play out a
Hey!
Hey, sir, keep moving. Stop. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Shit. Keep moving, sir.
He's fucking pushing me from the other side.
Hey, stop pushing into me.
He just said someone is pushing him from the other side. Come on.
Promise? Sir,
Yeah, I promise. I don't have to get in his fucking face when he's fucking.
I'm not doing that. Don't stop pushing up against me. Stop pushing up against me.
No one's fucking doing it. We're being pushed, you fucking cock. All right. And you know it.
I feel you right now.
It's upset.
Do not push on me.
Don't get all the people around it.
I can't push you like that. I'm not even trying to push you.
He's fucking standing there.
Oh,
There's 100 guys back here.
There's 20 over here.
Yeah, but there, that's just you, or you have the rest of the transportation. You go there.
And this fucking guy. Sir, stop.
Yeah, this look, guys, it's like the whole Trump is a dictator spiel. We in Africa, in Nigeria, I've lived with dictators. I lived with dictators for over 20 years of my life. I know what dictators are like. And I watched Trump. He's not a dictator. Okay? And then you talk about a riot. All right? And we're looking at this. This isn't a riot. This is people who are moving in an orderly fashion, complying with law enforcement. They are not attacking or threatening the lives of them and their families. And yet the left say it's an insurrection.
You don't tell me Can you please move? Oh, you're gonna be nice now? You're gonna be fucking nice now?
Sir, stop.
You got a real nasty mouth on you. Alright, thank you. This is badge number. Sir, come on, let's see your badge number. Can't breathe. We got one can't breathe back here. Hey, they can't breathe. Go back that way. Turn around. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Okay. Since that's the thing that started the Summer of Love, maybe if they say it, maybe it will give them the permission structure to at least be in the Capitol building, because that's what BLM and Antifa used during the Summer of Love, okay? Everyone had to, like they said, I can't breathe, and the police just bowed down and worshipped at their feet and washed their feet, allowing them to destroy their cities.
You can't come back in, bro. You can't come back in, all right?
Hey, we need to get this way.
All right, so that's where the footage ends. So let me know in the chat, did you find an insurrection? Did you see an insurrection? Okay. Did you see an insurrection? It's insane, but it's good that now we have 1,627 videos proving that there was an insurrection. But I'm yet to find it. I'm yet to find the insurrection. You know, it's like that ad, where's the beef? Okay? You know, you're advertising your burger and everything, and then where's the beef? You said there was an insurrection. You served me 1,627 videos claiming this is the insurrection. These are the insurrection videos. Where's the insurrection? All right? So we're going to continue. Because I have to find a way to organize these things, okay? Whenever I go on X to kind of try and filter through where's Waldo exactly, you know? So we're going to just keep watching, and I think this is a healthy replacement for, a temporary healthy replacement for our body cam segment, okay? All right, so we're an hour, 29 minutes in. All right, guys, I promised that I was going to give you guys an announcement, and I just want to talk you guys through it because you guys are my friends, okay? Yes, people talk about parasocial relationships online, but the truth is that when you spend time talking with people and people hear your thoughts on things that aren't popular, and you have the courage to say them out loud among people that might push back, but they don't call you evil and racist or a bootlicker, and people who essentially see eye to eye with you but push back in some aspect, but you guys understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going. there's an element of a connection that you make, that way. So you guys are my friends. All right. I would like to call you guys my friends. And I hope you guys think I'm your friend too. Now, I've been hinting for weeks now that I might want to make the live stream earlier. The reason why I've been thinking about making it earlier is twofold. The first is, I don't know if I should make my face big. I'm being self-conscious. JM says we're all friends. Absolutely. Okay. And I haven't formatted the software. I'm on OBS now, and I haven't created the larger display for for me being full screen. So maybe tomorrow I might work on that. So I've been hinting for a while now that I want to make the show earlier for several reasons. First, a bunch of us struggle to stay through the entire show because it starts so late in the evening. For me, I chose to make it so late in the evening. Thank you, gardening. We're friends. I chose to make it so late in the evening because I wanted to be able to give time to my family, just spend the evening with my wife and kids, and be able to be present, and then have the show at the end without my kids walking in or my youngest calling me to wipe his bum because he's pooed and stuff like that. That was the intention. Now, over time, I've seen that it's a bit of a challenge, both for you and for me, because for you, it's running late, and several of you have changed your schedule just to be able to make it for the show, and I appreciate it so much. For me, it's tasking because I work through the day on the show. I try to prepare the show and everything, and then at night I'm with the family. But the truth is, I'm not really with the family, because in my head I'm trying to plan the show. I'm trying to give you guys the best show I possibly can with what I have and with the resources I do have. And it is, I do have some, let me just use the word, I'm a bit anxious. Okay, I have some anxiety about the show, whether I will deliver, whether I would appeal to you and keep you guys coming back, and whether anyone new that finds the channel will stay, because we don't have too many people come in and stay. So we might have 400 views, but only maybe 17 people or 10 people or 8 people who literally sit and stay for the bulk of the show. So that anxiety is there, and I'm going to just say it's there. So I carry that even while I'm sitting with my family. Sometimes I'm not even present. And I had a conversation with my wife yesterday, and she said my daughter told her something that caught me to my heart. It was more like, essentially, she was asking my daughter that my daughter is an entrepreneur. She's 10. She makes she crochets and sells her products, and she needed something done. And my wife said, "Why don't you talk to your dad? You guys are home most of the time." And then she's like, "Well, he hardly spends time with you. How will he spend time with me?" And I was like, she's right. I haven't been present. I haven't been spending time with my wife. I haven't been present for my kids. So I thought to myself, okay, I have to make a change in the scheduling so that even if I'm busy during the day, I have to be freed up in the evenings so that I am 1,000% there for the family. So I decided that it would be better to move the show in its entirety to the early hours of the day. The timing I have in my head right now is 10 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be a morning show now. And the reason why I'm moving it that early is because of the summer. I don't have air conditioning, and in the afternoons is brutal. And if I have to do a show, I would need to pull my blackout blinds, and I would have to shut the door, and then I would have to put on these lights. And if I were to do it in the daytime, or let's say in the afternoon between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, it will be brutal. Like, I will be miserable all through the show. I'll be sweaty. I'll be distracted. And I'll be so drained that I might even be useless to anyone by evening. So I decided to make it earlier because it's cooler and I'll be able to, get more out. And hopefully I could also create shorter content from those live streams. So that's currently the announcement that I wanted to make, that we're moving the show to earlier. Now, I'm saying this 10 a.m. That's when I clean the litter box. Intergalactic Round, I think. JM says it's hard, but always remember family is number one. Yeah. So I thought long and hard about this. Gardening has moved her schedule several times just to be able to show up for the show, and I treasure that commitment. Intergalactic Wrangler shows up every single time. You too, JM, every single time. But there are other people who can't show up because it's too late. For example, Chrissy is in New Hampshire. It's late for her. Okay, and she has a family. All right, so as much as she wants to show up, family comes first. And I tell you guys, if you have something with family, family comes first. And I tell you guys to do that. And now I'm looking at a situation where my own daughter is calling this out. She's 10 and she can see it. So I decided, okay, it's time to do this so that I can train myself, train my brain to be more family focused in the evenings. Intergalactic Wrangler says father-daughter date night. Maybe I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my daughter out on a date and have a long conversation with her. Last week we took a walk. I took her on my regular morning walk. So maybe tomorrow we do that as well. But what that also means is that I'm going to have to be starting my days much earlier so that I can also prep for the show that early. Now, I'm not asking you guys for a commitment to show up for the early show. I'm making this decision knowing full well the channel is going to take a massive hit. Is going to take a massive hit because when YouTube sees that you have a routine, it builds distribution most of the time around that routine. And if people tend to expect the show at a certain time and it changes, the show is going to drop. Like the views, like it might drop severely. And I'm willing to take the hit if it means that I get to protect my family from my decisions, from any bad decisions that I'm taking. I might say to myself, I'm trying to do this for their future. I'm doing the show for my kids. If the show begins to become profitable, my family is going to be the first beneficiary of whatever happens there. But if I do all of this now and on the way there, I lose my family and I eventually get the money, I'm like, hey, I made the money and nobody is there to share it. Or I have a bunch of spiteful people who hate the fact that I was just never there because I loved the show more than them. That isn't going to cut it. So that's the announcement, guys. 10 a.m. Eastern is the new time slot. I think it is the best I can do right now. Because climate control, can't do that here. I could do it earlier, but I don't know how it's going to affect you guys who regularly watch the show. So it has to be around that time. That's the sweet spot from what I can see. Now, I want you guys to just give me some feedback. Okay, you guys are showing me some support in the chat. I appreciate the support. 10 a.m. That's when I clean the litter box. Intergalactic Wrangler says, but that's totally fine. Like I'm. And again, it's also for my own health because usually, like right now, I'm live 10 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern is 10 p.m. my time. Usually, if it's a 2-hour show, I'm done at midnight. Afterwards, I stay up because I'm working on something private. I'm trying to invest time into a project I've been working on since 2019. And sometimes I'm up till 3 a.m. and then I wake up at 7 a.m. or 7:30 and I'm up till the next day, 3. I mean, it's rinse and repeat. Now, because I take long walks and I'm getting my cardio in and everything, my body isn't feeling it as much as it used to. But I know that there's only so much I can do physically. I've talked about the family, but physically, there's only so much I can push my body that it begins to push back. Then there's the mental strain of trying to be 2 places at once while I'm with the family, but I'm thinking about the show while I'm sitting there with them. I haven't spent a Friday night sitting with my family to just watch movies. I haven't done that in a long time. And my kids are growing up and they're going to just not have that. So I'm going to be patterning the timetable of the show for where I am right now in my life. Lots of shows that I respect and I watch are being produced by people who either don't have a family or they have a family but they're later in life. So their kids are all grown up. They've spent those golden years with their families and now they're just having fun on YouTube. I'm not there yet. I'm not on either side. So I have to do a schedule that just works for where I am. And I think treating YouTube like it's a day job is what I have to do now for where I am right now. I don't have a job because I can't work. You guys know my story. I have the mornings free and I can live stream for an hour or more, and then spend the rest of the afternoon editing or doing other things, and then scheduling them out for the main channel and for the live channel. I mean, that schedule kind of works for where I am right now. So I have to do what's possible for where I am right now. Yeah, so guys, that's the announcement. I don't want to continue to rehash it or try to kind of repeat everything I've said already, but I just wanted to be very clear why I'm doing this. I'm doing it knowing full well that it's going to affect you guys as well as me. Okay, it's affecting me because now I'm changing my entire schedule, my sleep rhythm, everything is going to be changing around this. It's going to be affecting you guys because now your routine of watching me at a certain time of day just got changed. And I'm going to miss doing the show this late. It's quiet. Everyone is in bed. But I know that the trade-off is better because I get to be with my family. I mean, I get to be with them. Put everyone to bed, including my wife, put everyone to bed, make sure they're tucked in. Even if I'm going to be working another hour or so after they're asleep, it's not like it's the live stream that's taking me away from them. I'm with them until they're asleep, and then I can step away and do anything extra that I need to do. Now, everyone else, you guys have been supportive and you guys are so quiet about everything else. You guys are usually so chatty, but I would assume that all of this is you guys supporting me. Intergalactic Wrangler, I will definitely be doing that. I'll be taking her out on a date night, you know, and I haven't had a date night with my wife in months as well. We used to do Monday nights as our date nights. Then I began to live stream every night. So that's kind of changed it. So that's going to be helping my marriage as well. Yeah, so that will be good. So I hope I'll be able to see you guys in the chat tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. I hope this change isn't upsetting a lot of things and throwing you guys off. But let's see what happens. Okay. All right. So I'm still in my Sunday outfit. And tomorrow I'll be in my streaming outfit. We'll cover the news, see what's up. And I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. We're starting as usual. But okay, yeah. Sunday nights, I think, will be the same time. I think we're going to keep the time slot for Sundays at the same time. I won't be able to do it earlier on Sundays unless I do it around noon on Sundays. I'll let you guys know. Okay, because I want to keep the rhythm. And if I do a Sunday night and then I have to wake up early in the morning, it's going to kind of be it's going to be jarring. Well, let's see how that goes. Okay, let's see how that goes. All right, guys. I do appreciate you guys. I still haven't gotten feedback from you about what you think about the new setup of the show. I'm working on making it as at least we don't have the videos stalling in the middle of our viewing. So this kind of works. I'm going to be doing a lot more as we go along. And of course, you guys know that I'll keep you guys updated. Okay. I appreciate this. Thank you so much. And I would love to have your thoughts on some of these changes. You can send me an email at crossroadsirl@gmail.com. That is crossroadsirl@gmail.com. Send in contributions to the stories, send in your thoughts. But I would also invite you to join the Discord, okay? The Discord is still open. We're going to be taking contributions and ideas also on Discord, so just consider doing that there. All right. So until tomorrow morning, okay? Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for your support. Thank you to Gardening as usual. Okay, thank you so much. This is Sunday. Yeah, it's usually that way when you take a day off and you're trying to get back into the rhythm. Thank you, Intergalactic Wrangler. Thank you for again being here, and also thank you JM21999. Thank you guys. So we're gonna be back tomorrow. Hopefully you guys can make it. If you can't, I'll understand. I know that I'll catch you on the rewatch, and then you guys can leave your comments, and definitely I would love to see you guys. Let me know how the stories affect you and what you think, and then we'll figure this out together. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
We all had to sit and watch that vile commie mayor sit on the wrong side of our founding fathers' desks to try and lecture us about our own history. Notice how the communist always attacks your history. The communist must attack your history. Why? Because history is what anchors you. It's what makes us attached to something. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. History breeds an almost irrational attachment to things, an attachment that is more powerful than anyone can imagine. Erasing history is how you demoralize people, how you unmoor them and detach them from their society so you can take it from them and rewrite it in your image. Think of your country like a home. What makes your home special? It's not the marble countertops or the expensive furniture or the fancy appliances. It's the memories you have there. That backyard is where we got married. That living room rug is where our son took his first step. Hey, don't touch that. That was his first teddy bear. It doesn't matter how torn and tattered that thing is. You will never get rid of it. And you will fight anyone who tries to take it away. Why? Because you have history with it. You ever buy a new home? Remember those first few months? Even the first few years there, it doesn't feel like home. It could be a million times nicer than the crappy apartment you came from, but it doesn't feel like home for a long time because you don't have history there. It's easy to knock down some walls, change the floor plan. If you have no memories to attach you to it, it's just wood and drywall. Who cares? Get rid of it. Memories make it a home, even the bad ones. Hey, remember when Dad hit his head on the rafter in the attic and we spent all night in the ER? That's the avocado tree I fell out of and broke my first bone. Isn't it weird how even the bad memories make us cherish a place? It's not like we long for those bad times, but bad times are part of what makes us stronger, a part of what makes us who we are. How can you resent those memories without fundamentally resenting who you are? History is so important to humans that even bad memories anchor us to our home. And that's what the communist always starts with, the bad memories. Oh, we can get rid of that little story. We can knock down that statue. We can change the name of that street. That's a bad memory from our history. You don't want that memory hanging around. You're not a bigot, right? And slowly but surely, this wall comes down, then that wall gets sledgehammered. The rafter where Dad hit his head, that's gone. The rug where your son took his first step, that's gone. The gash in the wood floor where you stomped the glass on your wedding ceremony, that's gone and replaced with shiny vinyl planks. And now you've got a brand new home with no memories. Now what? Do you care what they do with it? Do you care what color they paint the walls? Nah. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I have no attachment to it. I have no memories with that. You love your home because of the memories you have there. And that's why the communist always must destroy your memories, destroy your history. If the communist wishes to take your home, he must first destroy your memory of it so he can erase your attachment to it and demoralize you. Mao destroyed what he called the four olds: old ideas, old culture, old customs, and old habits. If you call them olds, it makes them sound bad. You don't want that old thing. Get rid of it. But it is fundamentally human nature to cherish your history. We crave learning about our history, where we came from, who our ancestors were. That's human. But communism is an evil, anti-human religion, so it must destroy what makes us human. The communist destroys your history so he can take your home and rebuild it in his image. That's why it's your patriotic duty to celebrate today unashamed. It's okay to love America. Not only is it okay to love America, it's necessary to love America. We are the only bulwark against tyranny on this earth. When Europe descends into madness time and time again, it's our sons who cross the oceans to fight and die for freedom and human dignity. We don't let evil people destroy our history and rewrite it in their image. This is Independence Day. It's not just a number on the calendar. Don't say Happy 4th. That's commie gobbledygook.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
We say Independence Day. Today we celebrate the men who reclaimed a beautiful slice of this earth and claimed it for God, for the values of freedom and rugged independence. Our history is messy. Our history is violent. Fuck yeah, it is. And that's why we love it. We aren't cowards. We don't turn our backs on the painful memories because they make us who we are. Be proud of our country, damn it. America is the birthplace of every great invention of the last 250 years. Like literally everything. Airplanes, spaceships, internet, telephones. As a country, we are batting 1,000. Not only is it a miracle that this radical experiment in self-governance even survived past 1776, but we are the champions of the world. Be proud of that. Be proud of your history. Millions of your ancestors fought and died to preserve it. Kami Mamdani's ancestors never bled for this country. He has no history here, so he has no attachment to our home. He has no place to rewrite our history and lecture us about what our country stands for. So celebrate today. Show some American pride. Honor your history. Raise your flag. Raise a finger and say, fuck you, communists. This is our home, and you can't have it. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. God bless America.
Happy America Pride Month, y'all. See you tomorrow.